Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Anke and today I have a book shopping vlog for all of you, as you could already see by the title of this video. So last week I ended up going to Hoorn and yesterday I went to Amsterdam with a really good friend of mine, and both times I shopped for some books. So why don't I just show you a little montage of me shopping and then I'll get into the haul of the actual books.
Jet planes in the night sky with you, getting high in the sunrise with you, getting through all the bad times with you. I wasn't missing a thing, no I do. And I wish that I could build a time machine, 'cause time moves on and now you're gone. Oh, if only I could build a time machine, I'd come and get you. I can't forget you. I miss you, I miss you, I miss you all the time. I wish that you were mine. I miss you, I miss you, I miss you all the time. I wish that you were mine. What the hell am I doing this for? Lying here on my bedroom floor, finding peace in the memories of you. I wasn't missing a thing, no I do. And I wish that I could build a time machine, 'cause time moves on and now you're gone. Oh, if only I could build a time machine, I'd come and get you. I can't forget you. I miss you, I miss you, I miss you all the time. I wish that.
So I hope you really enjoyed watching me book shopping, but now let's get into all of the books that I got. So I have them over here and it is quite a stack. So it is actually three-parter. It's the books that I ended up buying in Hoorn, some books that I bought online, and the ones that I bought yesterday in Amsterdam. So let's just start with the books I bought in Hoorn first. So the first one is The Road Trip by Beth O'Leary. I actually already read this one throughout the last week and I really enjoyed it. Throughout this book we follow Addie, and we follow Addie while she is going on a road trip to a wedding with her sister, but then she has some car trouble and so does her ex-boyfriend and his best friend, and they ended up having to carpool all together with an additional fifth guy that we don't really know that much about yet. We follow them throughout the journey of many hours traveling together in a teeny tiny car, and a lot of things go wrong, and we flash back to the past, to how they met and everything that happened throughout their love story and some things that happened after. So I really enjoyed it, but I have to say it took me a little bit longer to get into this story than it did with the other ones from her. So that is the first one. The second one I bought in Horn was The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. I also read this one already. I just couldn't hold myself back. So I absolutely love this one. This is such a cute story. It's about a girl named Lucy and a guy named Josh, and they work together. They share a desk and they absolutely despise each other, and then they are up for the same promotion. They are literally like fighting each other for it, but throughout the entire process they obviously, you know, at some point kind of start hating each other, have some realizations about one another. So this is such a cute story. And then let's go to the books that I bought yesterday. So the first one is Maybe in Another Life by Taylor Jenkins Reid. So I believe this is one of her like earlier stories. I think it was, yeah. So this one was actually published in 2015. They have been revamping the covers of her like a little bit older books to fit in with all of the newer ones, and I saw this one yesterday at, I think it was Waterstones, and I knew I needed to have it because I love Taylor Jenkins Reid. This one says, at 29, Hannah has no home, no career, and no idea what she wants to do with her life. After years of different cities and jobs, she heads back to Los Angeles for another fresh start, this time with the help of her best friend Gabby. They celebrate a homecoming with old friends at a local bar, and just after midnight, Gabby asks if Hannah is ready to go. Moments later, her high school boyfriend Ethan offers to give her a ride later if she wants to stay. Hannah hesitates. Alternating between two parallel universes, radically different paths unfold for Hannah and the people around her. Is everything simply destined to be? Do soulmates truly exist? Hannah believes so, and in both worlds, she's found him. So I have to say, I actually didn't even read the cover in the store because I know I love Taylor Jenkins Reid. She's become an auto-buy author for me, but it sounds very cute, so I'm really interested in that one. Then the second book I ended up buying in Amsterdam, I actually already have a copy of. It is Chain of Iron by Cassandra Clare, and I have a Waterstone special edition, but I also really want to have all of the like regular paperbacks in the same size, and this one I didn't even know it was out in this size yet, but when I saw it at Waterstones I knew I needed to get it. So this takes place in the Shadowhunter world. I don't really want to say anything more about it since it is a book 2 of a trilogy, so if I read the back we'll probably give some spoilers, so let's not do that. And the last book I got in Amsterdam is Galant by V.A. Schwab, and it is this stunning limited edition. It is the Dutch version because I just think it is so beautiful. So it has sprayed edges, and let's take off the dust jacket. I mean, look at this gold foiling. It has some on the sides as well, and it has this like beautiful end papers. I don't know if the back one, yeah, it's the same one, and apparently there is something like in the middle here, but my friend told me not to look at that because it will contain spoilers, so I won't. So this book, like the backside is in Dutch obviously, so I'm gonna have to do some translating. It's about 14-year-old Olivia, and it says she's never had a mom, a dad, or a voice, and she lives in an orphanage. And apparently she can see ghosts and creatures, and the only thing that makes life bearable is her mom's diary, and she spends her time deciphering a last message from her mom, and it says, everything will be okay, Olivia, as long as you stay away from Galant. But then apparently she receives a letter from an uncle who invites her to exactly stay at that place, and that's it. So I have heard really great things about this, and you know, when I saw that they had this stunning beautiful limited edition, I actually saw it in Horn as well. It might even be in the footage, but I was still doubting a little bit. But you know, I heard so many good things about it that I was just like, I need to get my hands on it. It's like, it's so beautiful. So those are actually the books that I bought in store. Now let's go to the books that I purchased online. So there are 3 more books, one of which I have already read over the last week. I don't even know how I managed to do it. Like, I read 3 books in the last week. I do have to say I listened to a lot of it on audiobook as well, but you know, this is kind of a haul slash, you know, almost like a review already, but it was One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This one was published, I believe, in 2016 or 2017, so one of her like older books. Like, at least I didn't really hear of these titles before, because everybody always talks about J.C. Jones and the Six and Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, which are absolutely two of my all-time favorite books, but I ended up loving this one as well. So this one, we follow Emma at 16-year-old when she meets Jesse, and then we very quickly go to the first 8 years of their relationship until they get married, and then exactly 1 year later he ends up dying in a helicopter crash, except his body is never found, but he is pronounced dead. They had a very like extravagant lifestyle. They would always be traveling all over the world. That was their entire lives pretty much. She was a writer, but after she loses Jesse, she decides to move back to her hometown with her parents, and she becomes the girl that Jesse never thought she would be. She becomes the owner of her parents' bookstore, and she really likes the quiet, settled down life. And after about 3 years, she meets a guy named Sam, and they get engaged. Don't worry, this pretty much describes like the first chapter of the book. It's all in the back of the book as well. And then she gets engaged to Sam, and while they're out to dinner one day, she gets a phone call from Jesse. Jesse is apparently still alive. This story deals with the struggle of finding out who like the true love is, who she wants to be with. Does she want to go back to Jesse, to her old life, or does she want to stay with Sam? So I love this book. It was so good. Taylor Jenkins Reid always know exactly how to suck me into a story. It was so good. And then the other two books are Morgan Matson book, and this one is actually like, I don't know how this happened, but it's crooked. I don't know, it looks weird. But I read Since You've Been Gone by Morgan Matson a few years ago, and I really loved it. And my friend keeps telling me, read more of Morgan Matson, read more of Morgan Matson, read more of Morgan Matson, and I finally decided that it was time to read more of Morgan Matson. So this one is called Save the Date. So Charlie Grant's big sister is getting married, and Charlie wants everything to be perfect. And with all her siblings back in town, along with a childhood crush, it's shaping up to be an unforgettable weekend. But the thing about life is, it doesn't always go to plan. And with the arrival of Charlie's favorite brother's surprise new girlfriend, a rented dog that won't stop howling, feuding relatives, and the surprisingly cute wedding planner's nephew, things are quickly spiraling out of control. Over the course of 3 chaotic, life-changing days, Charlie learns more than she ever expected about her family, and realizes that holding on to the past may mean missing out on the future. So this sounds really cute. And then the other one is The Unexpected Everything. It didn't seem possible that after years of being beyond careful, watching all the tiniest details and trying never to make a mistake, we'd end up here anyway. Before the scandal, Andy had important plans, and 0 of them involved walking an insane amount of dogs, being in the same house as her dad, and hanging out with Clark. Now there's a whole summer stretching out in front of Andy without a plan, and Andy has always sticked to the plan. But here's the thing. If everything's always mapped out, you can never find the unexpected. And where's the fun in that? So I really like the sound of this one as well. So I am really excited because, as you can see, like, I don't know if you can see, Sunkissed over there was the last book, together with Rule of Wolves, that I'm reading right now. They were the last 2 physical books on my TBR. So I was in desperate need to get more books on there. And now I have. So I think I have enough reading ahead of me for the next at least couple of weeks. So I really hope you enjoyed this book shopping vlog slash haul. If you did, please consider giving this video a thumbs up and subscribing to my channel if you would be interested in seeing more content, because I have a few fun videos coming up, like creating my new bookshelves. So subscribe to my channel if you want to see those videos, and then I will talk to you in the next one. Bye.